Did you know that consistency is often the secret weapon behind the most successful people? It's the small, seemingly insignificant habits that, when repeated time over time, lead to monumental results. Today we're diving into the power of consistency and how you can harness it to achieve your peak life. Hey guys, welcome back to Peak Life, where we journey together to design, build, and live our own peak life. I'm Brandon, and on this channel, I share my insights learned working as an engineer and in my constant pursuit of personal development. In this video, we'll look at how you can leverage consistency to unlock your full potential. We'll reference some incredible books like The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Let's start with how consistency builds habits and routines. Author James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, emphasizes that our habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just like how our money can multiply through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. James Clear states, "Every action you take is a vote towards the person you want to become." This means that every small action, no matter how small, contributes to your identity, either good or bad. So to implement this in your life, start with the small habits that are easy to maintain. For instance, if you want to read more, start with just 1 page a day so that it doesn't feel overwhelming. And over time, as this habit becomes ingrained, you'll find it easier to read more and more. Another key strategy that James Clear introduces to us is what's called habit stacking. Habit stacking involves pairing your new habit with one that you already have. For example, if you're like me and love coffee, it's no issue to have a coffee every morning. That's something that you never skip. So if you want to try to read more while you're drinking your morning brew, also read your book. This leverages your existing habit of drinking coffee with the new habit that you want to create of reading more. Tracking your progress is also crucial and has made a huge improvement to my life. It's like the story that Jerry Seinfeld tells. To improve his ability to be a comedian, all he did was try to write a new joke every day, and on his calendar he marked a big X when he worked on a joke, and his only goal was to not break the chain. So what you can do is use a habit tracker to mark off each day that you do your new habit. This visual reminder is incredibly motivating, and you'll notice that it really helps to stay consistent. I use a simple moleskin journal where every month I write down what my key habits are, and then each morning I track down the ones that I completed from the day before. And as James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So all we have to do is create clear systems that help support the new habits we want. Next, let's dive into Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect. Like in the book of Atomic Habits, the principle is extremely simple, but as simple as it is, it's also powerful. And that principle is that small but consistent actions accumulated over time lead to incredible results. So you can take your small, smart choices, add them over time with consistency equals a radical difference to your life. Implementing the compound effect starts with just identifying the small but manageable steps that you can take each and every day. So if you want to improve your fitness, start with just 10 minutes of exercise, something like walking around the block. And then once that becomes easy, add in some running into that until you're out of breath, and then continue to walk. And eventually you'll notice that you're able to run the entire thing, and then you'll get to add more distance on. But the key is those small manageable steps and not starting too big. For example, if you want to run a half marathon, you're not just going to start by running the 21.1 kilometers or the 13 miles. Instead, you're going to build up to it with small incremental changes. And another example, if you want financial security, you're not just going to start with saving $1 million. Instead, you're going to look at your budget and see where you can save each and every month and track every dollar that you spend. And eventually these habits will accumulate over time where you can save more and spend less on the things that don't matter. For most of us, it can be hard to be patient until you see the results. So we must be patient and trust the process. Our results might not be immediately visible, but as Hardy points out, it's not just the big things that add up in the end. It's the hundreds, the thousands, and the millions of little steps that we take that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. By committing to these small actions consistently, you'll be able to harness the power of the compound effect. To help us stay motivated, we can set short-term milestones that ultimately lead to our long-term goals. It's also important to celebrate these small wins. to keep our spirits high and our momentum going. Remember, the compound effect is all about making choices today that our future self will be proud of. Throughout all of this, there's one key, and that is consistency. Consistency is the change maker. Author Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habit explains that the difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do. When we consistently set and review our goals, reflect on our progress, and make the adjustments that are necessary, that creates a feedback loop that fosters our continuous growth towards who we want to become. To implement this, start by writing out clearly defined goals, and then take those big goals and break them down into smaller and smaller chunks until it's something manageable that you can track and understand how to get there. For example, if you want to learn how to play piano, that can seem overwhelming. So instead, break it down into something that's manageable, like learning and playing a new song a day. And as we regularly review and track our progress, we'll see where we have to adjust our approach. Maybe we're not getting the results that we want, or maybe it's taking too much away from the rest of our life. Duhigg tells us that success doesn't depend on getting everything just right, but instead it relies on identifying a few key priorities and fashioning them into powerful levers. So I challenge you to track your progress and implement weekly reviews to see what's working and what isn't. This practice not only keeps you on track, but it also allows you to celebrate your progress and stay motivated while making the tiny tweaks that matter. Consistency in setting your goals, your priorities, and your reviews helps maintain focus and direction in your personal development journey. Consistency trends past just our personal development. It also applies in relationships. When we're consistent, it builds trust and strengthens the bond with others. Whether it's consistently showing affection and appreciation for your partner, regularly checking in with your friends and family, or just reliably showing up on time for work, these consistent actions demonstrate your commitment and reliability. And over time, they deepen your connections and ultimately build stronger and more fulfilling relationships. And finally, let's explore the connection between consistency and mental well-being. Having regular practices like meditation, exercise, and journaling has significantly improved my own mental health. These routines provide me with stability and a sense of control, reducing my stress and increasing my overall happiness. Consistency in your own self-care isn't just beneficial, but more, it's really essential for maintaining a balanced and fulfilling life. When you neglect yourself and your well-being, you typically don't notice it at first, but your productive output and your happiness will continually decrease when you don't take the time and effort to recharge your batteries. So to recap this all, consistency is the key to building the habits and routines that will take you from where you are to where you want to be. By being consistent in your actions, you get to achieve the significant results from the compound effect, which will ultimately foster your relationships to be deeper and better. It'll make you make more money and cause you to live a more fulfilling life. And as I and many others have found, it's not about the big milestones, hitting those giant goals that really change your life. Instead, it's consistently taking action on the small things that lead to those results. By incorporating more consistency in your life, you can unlock your full potential and truly live your own peak life. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone else who could benefit. Together, let's design, build, and live our own peak life. So thank you for watching, but before you go, check out the next video up here, which is all about using deep work to get more done without losing your sanity.